first the eyes have it. Then after that you can give your reason. But I did not hear your voice. I heard the voice from the Senate. I asked the Senate the question, and the eyes have it. So what do you have your reason? Even if you were the one shouting, it doesn't matter. So on what? Do you have a? Can we take that as the only prayer? Is there any additional prayer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you forgot to mention the halt of the demolition.
The
stoppage, the halt of the demolition, sir.
That is the motion.
But you only talked about establishing the committee to investigate.
No.
Okay.
No. We said that further demolitions should be put on hold, except those ordered by the courts.
Senate President, my distinguished senators, I rise on Order 41 and 51. 41, the matter for discussion shall, if possible, be referred to the President of the Senate before commencement of the day's sitting, and the President of the Senate shall refuse to allow the claim unless he is satisfied that the matter is definite and urgent. If the claim is allowed by the President of the Senate and the leave of the Senate is given by at least 1/5 of all senators, the matter shall stand over till the next legislative day. A senator moving a motion under Combined Orders 41 and 51 shall ensure copies of the motion are available for all senators when approval to move the motion is granted. Order 51. Notice shall not be dispensed with in the case of a motion or in respect of any other proceeding for which notice is required except with the consent of the President of the Senate and the general assent of the senators present.
Distinguished Senator Reti, I came from another occasion, and what I met was order of the day. We had actually passed, look at order 38.
No, sir, we haven't passed it because what you just dispensed of was a matter of urgent public importance. And I have been in this Senate when you have read 3 or 4 of such in a sitting, and everybody can attest to that.
Reading it is different from taking it.
No, you have taken them, sir.
We have taken the matter of urgent national importance.
Yes, sir.
And by our rule, we should take one in a day. But what I'm saying in essence is that you can always raise it. And when you raise it, we will put the question to our colleagues. Sometimes they will tell you, bring it in a formal motion the next day. But it is not that we will go on taking matters of urgent importance. And if you look at the other paper, you will see, Leader of the Senate, can you please sit down? Please explain to
you
her.
Asked for it to be brought as a motion today from yesterday's a carryover, sir.
Is it here?
Yes, of course it's here.
Is it on the other paper? It's not on the other paper. The clerk said it's not on the other paper. But come. So it won't appear as if women are marginalized. The Senate leader, can you please refer us to the proceedings of the Senate? Because some of these things is about procedure. The Senate cannot go up and down. We follow the procedure of doing things. So if we have already started orders of the day, we can't go back again to the other side of matter of urgent national importance. We have our own procedures. But the outside world will not understand. The outside world will think that maybe a female senator wanted to raise an issue and the Senate president said no. But it is not here. You should have given it to the Senate services, to the Senate committee on Senator Zam. You should have listed it now if she gave it to you. Did she give you any motion? Rules and business.
No, Your Excellency, no, sir, but we are talking.
Please rise as you are addressing your colleague. It's a part of the orientation we have to go through now.
Well, I will talk to her after this meeting and see whether we can do it.
Has she given you any motion to list for
No.
today?
No, sir. Not to my knowledge.
So,
No. He has not. He has not, sir.
distinguished colleagues, our procedure is very clear. Senator Sadiq, well, as a ranking senator, can you explain the procedure so that everybody will understand?
Thank you, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues. I am Sadiq Suleiman Umar. I represent Kwara North in the Senate.
After Senator Ningi will, after Senator Sadiq, Senator Ningi will say something. Senator Ningi will say something on this issue.
So,
No, you can't use another person's seat. You have to go back to your seat. Yes.
yeah, thank you, Mr. President.
It is Senator Sadiq. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. And welcome to that seat.
So, Mr. President, our procedures are very clear. Maybe there is a little mix-up somewhere. When she came in yesterday with 41, as a motion to be taken the next legislative day, that gives her automatic spot in the order paper the next legislative day. But she has to still carry that motion to rules and business. And it will be scheduled for the next legislative day. So perhaps there is a problem between that understanding and communication. Thank you, Mr. President.
Distinguished Senator Natasha. No, I want to explain. Before you say something,
I should explain what?
what happens is, because she brought it up yesterday, Senator Siri,
What happened?
you have to keep your eyes in one location. See, well, because Senator Ireti Kingibe brought up the issue yesterday, and you further amplified on the issue, the Senate directed that the matter should be brought today. When the Senate directed the matter should be brought today, it means that you have to come through substantive motion, which should be submitted to the rules and business. Then they will put it on our order paper for today. Mandatorily, we will now take it. But not that you come again by raising order 41 and 51, because we dealt with that yesterday on that motion. So it should have come as a substantive motion on our order paper. So she doesn't understand. That is why she left. So I don't know. Okay, please, I will give you a chance to say something, but let Senator Binos Yero. No, but I'm talking about the rules of the Senate. Please,
Of course. I agree, sir, that it should have been contained in the order paper.
but what has happened here is that she did not submit the motion as directed by the Senate yesterday. So for it to be listed on the order paper. And the chairman of Rules and Business, Senator Zam,
But sir, with respect to the same motion, I actually submitted mine too, but I'm surprised that it wasn't captured in the order paper.
was it submitted?
No, it was. I actually submitted, and I'm surprised that it wasn't captured, especially considering the fact that the president himself, a minute to the closure of business of work yesterday, he permitted me to speak a few words into the motion, which is with regard to the demolition of the Paul Osa estate. So I actually have the motion with me, sir.
You can off your mic so that you can talk.
Excellency, the Senate President, My dear sister, distinguished Senator Natasha never gave me any motion to put on the order paper. If she's there, I'm not aware.
Come again.
I say Senator Natasha did not approach me, nor send, nor delivered, nor posted any motion to me to be put on the order paper, with due respect to her.
Senator, distinguished Senator, yes.
Mr. President, this issue is a very clear issue. It's very clear. What the former the chairman Rules and Business has said is correct. That the Senate has undertaken a commitment yesterday. It's a commitment that that bill is going to be read today.
That the
And
motion,
that commitment was entered into in this plenary.
yes.
And it was approved. Therefore, automatically, that is the bill that should be had. The
Today.
motion has to be had, whether it's in the order paper or not.
Okay.
Have approved it a plenary.
That's
That's
true.
the highest authority that this Senate has, plenary. Once it's approved, it's automatic.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Venus.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dino Siaro, Adama South. Mr. President, the matter we are discussing, if indeed it was raised in plenary yesterday,
Yes.
and the Senate had directed that she can bring the matter today, it will have been reflected in the votes and proceedings of yesterday. I have looked at these votes and proceedings. I cannot find that matter reflected therein. Thank you.
Well, distinguished colleagues, distinguished colleagues, the correct procedure would have been for the motion to be listed on our order paper if the motion had been submitted in line with the directives of the Senate to Senator Zam, the chairman of Rules and Business. You want to explain?
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, if we have to discuss this matter further, Mr. President, I will urge that we go to a closed session.
That we go to
A closed session. Which one is no? I'm talking to the chair. I'm talking to the president.
she was, distinguished colleagues, if we had Senator Ireti Kingibe here, we would have said that we bend over, we bend our rules and give her the opportunity to move our motion in view of the fact that we had ruled yesterday that she should bring it today. And unfortunately, she failed to submit it to Rules and Business. But in spite of that, we can still give her the opportunity to do so. But I think maybe she has gone to ease herself, so she's not in the Senate at the moment. Senator Akpabio, is it possible for you to look around if Senator Ireti Kingibe is around? You tell her to come inside and then let her talk to Nigerians on this motion so that it won't look as if we denied her the opportunity. We have nothing to hide. We're a court of equity. Fine. Distinguished colleagues, we are still waiting to see whether our colleague, distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, will come in.
She's on her way, sir.
And please, I know social media is very active. A lot of people do not understand the rules of Parliament. Just like we don't understand the rules of engagement of the military. You know? So when we take a decision here, people tend to go personal and they will run to social media and they don't understand our procedures. So here, in spite of the fact that the procedure is faulty, we are prepared to bend backwards and give her the opportunity to say what she wants to say. So it won't look as if she was shut out. Particularly these days of gender sensitivity. Senator Idiot, if you can go outside and call your colleague so that she can come and say what she wants to say. Distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, you know, at any point in time, you were elected to represent your people, the people of the FCT. If you step out while proceedings are going on, they lose because they won't have the opportunity of hearing your voice. And also, you won't have the opportunity of saying something on their behalf. The rules are very clear. We are still learning, but in spite of the rules, we are taking a decision that this matter should be taken today, and the correct thing would have been that we would have seen it on the order paper. But in spite of the fact that it is not on the order paper, in the wisdom of the elders of the Senate, if the minority leader will agree with me, in the wisdom of the elders of the Senate, they feel that you should actually still be given the opportunity to say something, but you also have another issue. Have you distributed the motion? No. Please use your microphone. Use your microphone. Have
The
you
motions
distributed the motion?
were since yesterday, sir.
Motion distributed?
Now, yes.
They are distributing it now?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and move your motion. But please
Senate President, distinguished colleagues.
Start with slight apology to your colleagues for working out on them.
No, sir.
Then we have a problem there. If you are not
Okay,
humble enough,
I apologize to my
if you are
colleagues for
not
working
humble
out.
enough to
Okay,
apologize
sir,
to your
I
colleagues
apologize to my
for
colleagues
working
for
out on
working
them,
out.
then you
Now,
will move your
added
motion.
to that my colleagues, I expect fairness in the Senate for everybody. Concessions are given to other people. I expect them to be given to me also when it is needed. I apologize if you did not like how I lost my temper, but I was expecting this to happen today.
Proceed to move your motion.
Apology, Mr. President, my name and my distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Ireti Kingibe, representing the Federal Capital Territory. Note that the Federal Capital Administration, on the instruction of Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, embarked on massive demolition of structures within the Federal Capital Territory. Also note that the demolition, according to the FCT authority, was informed by illegal structures and non-development of allocated plots of land by the FCT administration. Concerned that in recent time, the demolition exercise in the FCT is no longer based on reasons adduced by the FCT administration that necessitated the demolition. Further concerned that the current demolition in the FCT is not in line with due process of court orders to demolish. As such, a cross-section of individuals had suffered untold hardships occasioned by massive demolition, which has led to a loss of properties worth billions of naira. Also concerned that at the moment, an estate by name Messrs. Paulosa, for which late Colonel Paul Osankwanwa Okbebo is the chairman, is currently under revocation and demolition. And from reliable information, the said plot of land was allocated to him in 1984 with requisite title document, and further concerned that the owner of this estate was a patriotic Nigerian who served the nation meritoriously and one of the first intakes of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, with registration number 001. Senate resolves accordingly to urge the FCT administration to halt the ongoing revocation and demolition of the said property, as it does not fall within the purview of the reasons for the massive demolition being carried by the FCDA. Also, all demolitions should follow due process. Second prayer. I so submit.
Thank you, but I have one off your mic. I have one problem with your motion. That number 001. Are you very sure? Because I know that Wellington Bassey's estate. Wellington Bassey. Okay. The first 001 was for the Nigerian Army. Then this 001 is for the Defense Academy. Okay. Any seconder? Yes. Senator Natasha.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished
Today is for women, so go on.
I'm Senator Natasha Kotiuduaha, representing the good people of Kogi Central. I stand to second the motion as raised by distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe that we should please put a stop to the demolition of Paul Osa Estate in Abuja and set up a committee to investigate the matters that are arising. We should call for the petitions from the estate owners and also invite the Honorable Minister and his team so we can view things objectively from all sides. Thank you so much. I so submit.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, I think yes, Senator Karimi.
Thank you, Mr. President, my colleagues. My name is Karimi Sunday Steve. I represent the people of Kogi West. If you look at this motion, Mr. President, sir, a specific land allocation was mentioned belonging to one Paul Obebo. We don't know anything about this thing. And we are just coming because of this to tell the minister, stop. There is need to investigate this matter before giving any directive. We must hear from the minister. So we have to hear before we say stop demolition. So let's hear from the minister first. You can't shave a man's head at his back. You can't shave his head at his back. We need to hear from the minister.
Yes, son.
Thank you, Mr. President. With respect, I disagree with Senator Karimi. I think we need to be fair to everybody. There is before us an allegation that says certain steps are to be taken, which will culminate in demolition. Are we saying that we should allow the place to be demolished while we are trying to look into it? My own view is simple. We should tell him to stop, and as Senator Natasha has said, start the investigation so that there is a level playing ground. Are we now going to investigate, and if we find that the minister has done something wrong, but he has then demolished? I don't think that is fair. I think what is fair is to say, stop the situation today and let us investigate. With respect, I think that is what is fair.
The chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Legal Matters. I was just going. My thought was in line with yours. If we just say continue the demolition, and then we start investigation, what are we? In fact, I think at the end of the day, we will be talking about. We would have buried if we would have the rest would have been buried. Do you understand? All we'll be talking now is no longer our wahala. It will now be the problem of court. Because the owners will have to go to court to go and claim compensation, do this, do that. So it's not the same. I think what she's saying, when we look into the prayers, will be that we should urge the minister to put a hold on the demolitions, and then we set up a committee to investigate. I think that should be the best thing. And then that committee will now invite the minister and the other people, then they will come and explain. Because we want to be sure that they are following the proper procedure and that the demolitions are not personal. It's important for us to satisfy ourselves that demolitions are in the best interest of Nigerians. I'll give you an example. When I was a minister, we had about 15 units of houses here in Abuja. And then the minister of FCT gave notice. They did not adhere to the notice, so he wanted to move in to investigate. It was so urgent that they wrote a petition and brought it straight to President Buhari. And then President Buhari went through invited them, they came, so he invited the minister and said, what is this? And I think these were even military officers. So the minister appeared with a map and showed that all these structures were built on the drainage channels. And he turned to them and asked them, how long have you lived there? They said 15 years. And he asked the minister, are you stupid that you are causing flooding in Lukokoma? For 15 years, you allowed these structures to remain there until they brought the petition that you want to bring down their structures. Please leave this place now. This afternoon, go and start a demolition so that water can flow. So it's important that we appeal for the minister to stop demolition and then appear before our ad hoc committee that will look into this matter. For is it FCT committee? No, I want to use ad hoc committee because this should not have come to the plenary if FCT committee had handled this area. I so rule. Distinguished colleagues, the prayer is only one. Urge the FCT administration to halt the ongoing demolition of the said property. You know, it shouldn't be one property. Is anybody who wants to couch this? Senator Lero, you have been chairman of Works. Amend this prayer so that it will be all inclusive, so that we don't go into only one property. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mohammed Ademo is my name. I will amend this prayer to urge the FCT administration